Hi everybody, we're going to be talking about a more advanced skill today, a bridge kickover. I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to do an assisted bridge kickover using your couch. Please make sure that you have a grown-up with you when you attempt this skill and that you also have their permission to use the couch. Before attempting a bridge kickover, you need to be able to hold your bridge with one leg up without collapsing. If you find yourself falling down on your head at all, it means that you still need to work on your bridge position before you can move on to the kickover. Today we're going to get started with a nice warm-up with our spine, our neck, and our wrists. So set up an area. I have my yoga mat set up, and then we'll get started. All right, we're going to get started with our warm-up. You want to make sure to always warm up, like I said, before you attempt a kickover. So we're going to start with our hands and knees on the ground, like we're doing a doggy drop on the trampoline. We're going to go through a few different shapes with our spine. So we're going to drop our belly low and arch. Then we're going to create a hollow shape by rounding our back and pushing into the ground. We're going to go through that shape, those shapes a few times. Just warming up our back. All right, now crawl your fingers forward. So we're going into our cat stretch. Reach your arms as far forward as they'll go, and we're going to try to drop our chin to the ground, lifting our hips up high. Then you're going to bring your hands closer to your hips and drop your hips down. Push through your shoulders, so don't let yourself collapse here. Push really strong, and then lower your hips. Squeeze your feet together, point your toes, and look up to the sky. Good job. Now we're going to go into a mountain shape, so bring your feet underneath you. Lift your hips up high. Press into the ground, drop your heels towards the ground, as close to the floor as you can get them. Then pedal into your feet, back and forth. Good. Now we're going to go from this mountain shape into a push-up shape, and then back into a mountain shape. We're going to do that a few times. So you go forward and flatten your back to push up. Then you bring your hips up and go back to your mountain. Let's keep going with this. Push up. Back to a mountain. One more time into our push-up, then back to our mountain. All right, come down to your knees. We're going to stretch into our wrists. So bring your hands together, roll out your wrists. Put your hands together and make big ocean waves. Put your hands in front, open and close your fingers. Move your hands side to side. Put your hands on the floor like we're doing that doggy shape again. And then we're just going to rock forward and back over our wrists. Now we're going to turn our hands around. We're going to put our palms on the ground with our fingers pointing to our knees. We're going to lean back gently. Get a really good wrist stretch. Now we can put the tops of our hands on the floor. We call these doggy paws at Mega Gym. And you're going to wiggle your fingers towards your knees. Then we're going to go side to side. So bring your hands together with your fingers pointing sideways. Just kind of rock side to side. Good. We're going to do a little more shoulder stretching now. So you're going to take your arm up high, reach behind your back, grab your shoulder, grab your elbow and pull it behind your head. Same thing with the other arm. Grab that elbow, pull it behind your head. Then bring one arm across your chest and then bring it in close. So scoop that second arm underneath, reach towards your shoulder and pull that arm across your body. Same thing with the other arm. Bring it in close. All right, hands down. We're going to do some neck rolls. And the other way. Good. Drop your ear to your shoulder, into your other shoulder. Look up to the sky in an arched head position. Look down to your belly in a tucked head position. Good. All right, we're ready to warm up some bridges now. So get into your bridge ready position. Bridge up. And let's bring our feet together and try to get our legs straight. Come on down and rock and roll. Okay, we're going to do a bridge with our right leg up for 10 seconds and then our left leg up for 10 seconds. Bridge ready position, bridge up. Left leg. Come on down. Rock and roll. All right, now the last little bit we're going to do in our warm-up, some bridge rocks. So we're going to get into our bridge and we're going to rock forward and back in our bridge, working on getting into our shoulders, opening up our shoulders really wide. So bridge ready position, bridge up, and bridge rocks. Come on down, rock and roll. All right, so that's our warm up. If you feel like you want to do a few more bridges or stretch out your wrists a little bit extra, feel free to take some time to pause the video now and do that. Otherwise, get some water and then meet me back here and we'll do our assisted bridge kickover. All right, everyone, great job with your warm up. We're ready to try our assisted bridge kickover. Make sure you have your grown-up with you right next to you before you attempt this. You want them watching you very carefully. Also, make sure that you can hold a bridge position for 30 seconds with no help. Make sure you can hold a handstand against a wall for 30 seconds with no help. That way we know you're strong enough to support your weight and you're not going to collapse onto your head. We wouldn't want that. So for our kickover, we're going to work on opening our shoulders and our hips. If you take your hips back like you're sitting down, that makes a closed shape. So if I say your hips are closed, that means that it's making this pikey shape. If your hips are lifting forward, so you're squeezing your bottom, you're pushing your hips forward, that would be an open shape. That's the shape we want to create in our kickover. So you have to actively lift your hips up high. Same thing with our shoulders. If we're reaching forward like this, we're closing the line of our shoulder. So if I say your shoulders are closed, that means you're right here, we're right here. We want to work on opening our shoulders. So we're going to go past vertical. This is vertical. We're going past that. The more open your shoulders are, the easier it is for you to get over in your kickover. I'll be pushing up to a bridge down here on the ground, climbing my feet up to the couch, walking my hands in close to the couch on the ground, then kicking and pushing off the couch with my legs, attempting to end in a lunge position on the other side. Elevating our feet up high on a couch like this makes it easier for us to get over because there's less room for our legs to kick. So make sure you have a space that you can land in, and let's get started. All right, here we go. We lay down, push up to our bridge, then we can climb our feet up to the couch, walk our hands in close to the couch as we can get them. We're going to remember to open our shoulders and lift our hips, and end in our lunge. So that's our assisted bridge kickover.